Yo, what up, it's the kid CJ City. So we back with a brand new video. Today, we are going to be talking about overly hyped fragrances, all right? So we're going to be continuing this series that I started last year. I already did 3 parts. A lot of people were asking me when's the next, edition coming. So here we are. We're going to be doing part 4 of these overhyped, overrated fragrances. And if you guys are new to this, basically what we do is we talk about a fragrance that's just completely overhyped, overrated, but I'm going to give you an alternative fragrance to wear in that place. Okay, so like I said, we started this years ago. We're just going to continue doing this right here, right now. All right, now I'm going to be letting you know, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, one of your beloved fragrances might be on the chopping block here, but please understand the rules. We're not talking about this fragrance is bad, but just for whatever reason, it's just so overly hyped. I feel like there are other fragrances that you guys should explore, or you guys can explore in its place. You don't have to just go for the one that everybody tends to overhype. There are other alternatives that you guys can try out there. So basically, I just want to diversify your palette. I want to give you more options with this video. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump right into the first fragrance on this list. I already know my man Cuba, he gonna be hunting for me after this one right here. The first fragrance that's on the chopping block today is gonna come from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and this one's gonna be Tuxedo, bruh. Like, I honestly feel like Tuxedo is a really good fragrance. I like it. I enjoy the fragrance. I do. Trust me, it's a good fragrance. However, it's just so overly hyped, especially right now, because I feel like somebody caught some wind that this fragrance was going to be getting discontinued. And, I don't know if it's discontinued or not. I'm not 100% sure, but people are going on a rampage with this fragrance, man. People are selling little tiny partial bottles of this thing for hundreds of dollars, okay? This thing is being overly hyped in this moment right now. And I feel like a lot of people can just kind of pull back, let these people, overpay for the fragrance, let them have that, because there are other alternatives out there aside from Tuxedo, okay? And we're just gonna stick with the exact same house, Yves Saint Laurent. We're gonna talk about another fragrance that you can use as an alternative to Tuxedo, man. And this one, like I said, from the same house, Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is going to be called Caban, all right? This fragrance right here doesn't get a lot of love. Some people do talk about it, but nowhere near as much as they hype up Tuxedo. This deserves the hype as well, man. This Caban is a really good fragrance, and I'm telling you, in any situation that you will wear Tuxedo, you can just go ahead and replace it and wear Caban right here. All right, so basically with this fragrance, I don't understand the note breakdown. I don't know why they're listing the notes that they do and they choose to leave certain notes out, because this fragrance 100% has sandalwood in it, and there is no sandalwood when you just look up the notes. But this, to me, is just a sandalwood bomb, bro. It really is a really nice sandalwood. It's a nice sandalwood. It has like a little bit of like tonka bean in the dry down. It doesn't get too creamy, but it's just like a sandalwood tonka bean type of fragrance. You get a little pink pepper in the opening, little florals. I think it might come from like rose or maybe lily of the valley or something like that, but you are getting like a nice floral component. But overall, this is probably one of the best sandalwood fragrances that I have tried. It's really good. And then you also have like that tonka bean as well. Beautiful fragrance. You guys got to go out and check out this Caban, all right? Let them overhyped Tuxedo, let them have their fun. Go out there and try this Caban, because it's extremely good. I'm telling you, beautiful fragrance. All right, now let's go with the next fragrance on this list of overly hyped, overrated fragrances, in my personal opinion. That one's going to come from the house of Creed. And no, it's not Aventus. It's going to be Silver Mountain Water. All right, I already talked about Creed. Creed is overhyped. That was on another list. Like I said, go check out my videos. But this time we have another fragrance. Silver Mountain Water, in my opinion, is just overly hyped and overly rated, to be honest with you. Especially when we're just talking about Creed and we're talking about fresh fragrances, bro. You can go to the house of Creed, you could get your hands on, pure white cologne. Fire, man. That's something that people do not talk about. Matter of fact, that could have been a replacement here, but I'm telling you, pure white cologne from the house of Creed, fire. They got Jardin d'Amalfi. Fire, yo, that's a good fragrance. Another fragrance that's a little slept on, Neroli Sauvage from Creed. fire. So when we're talking about like these fresh fragrances, you know, I feel like Silver Mountain Water is just a popular fragrance. It just tends to be overly hyped. And honestly, I don't enjoy that like inky note that everybody talks about in that fragrance. You know, I don't really like the tea note in there, to be honest with you, but that's a whole different story. I'm not here to bash that fragrance. I just feel like it's overrated. If you want to go for a nice tea fragrance, nice fresh tea fragrance, I'm going to give you one. And I'm going to tell you that you can go to the house of by Kilian and you can get Bamboo Harmony. Okay, Bamboo Harmony is a nice fresh, I think it has a little orange up top, or maybe it's mandarin or something like that, but it's like a nice fresh, then it dries down into like this tea accord. So you can go for that if you want to. I'll just give you that option. But a fragrance that I actually want to put some spotlight on, because this fragrance doesn't get enough love, and I feel like you can buy this in place of Silver Mountain Water and you'll be good. And this one is going to come from the house of Azzaro. That's right, Azzaro. And it's going to be called Chrome United. City, what? Chrome United over Silver Mountain Water? What is you smoking, man? Whatever you smoking, I need to sell that. I know that's what you're thinking, right? But I'm telling you, nah, man, I'm not under the influence when I'm telling you about this fragrance right here. This thing is good, bro. And I'm telling you, man, it's a nice, affordable fragrance. You could get 100 ml for like 20, 30 bucks or something like that. And you're going to be stunned once you try this fragrance. It does not smell exactly like Silver Mountain Water. Matter of fact, it doesn't smell anything like Silver Mountain Water, but it has a nice tea vibe in here, and it has some freshness in the opening, but you're also having a little sweetness in this fragrance as well. But I'm telling you, this is a goodie. You got to go check this out. Freshness, you get a nice green herbaceous type of note in the opening. You know, as this thing starts to dry down, you're getting a little bit of sweetness, and you're also getting a relaxing tea note in this as well. Beautiful fragrance. Go out there, try this. This is from the house of Azzaro. This one is going to be called Chrome United. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the next fragrance that is just completely overhyped, completely overrated in my personal opinion. That's coming from the house of MFK, and that one, none other than Baccarat Rouge 540. All right, we gotta put Baccarat Rouge 540 on this list. Sometimes I feel like a fragrance is just a victim of its own success, all right? And I feel like that's the case with this fragrance. When it came out, it probably was, you know, an innovative fragrance. It probably was a really good fragrance. But to be honest with you, if you're just kind of getting into fragrances and you go out and you listen to everybody talk about that fragrance and then you experience the fragrance, I feel like you will understand how it's just overrated. There are other fragrances that you can recommend in its place, and you might actually not even like that fragrance. It might be way too sweet for you. You might feel like you smell like a girl, and it has like this latex type of vibe in it where it literally smells like a latex glove, or it just smells like a dentist's office. You guys might not like that, all right? So you might be disappointed after you hear everybody hype up this fragrance and you go out there and you try it, okay? So a fragrance that I'm going to put in its place is actually going to come from the house of Mancera, and this, I feel like, no doubt about it, it was either a clone or it was just heavily inspired by, you know, Baccarat Rouge 540. And this one is going to be called Instant Crush. Now, this one right here, I feel like it does what, you know, Baccarat Rouge 540 tried to do, but it does it better, bro. Like, it just has that whole DNA, right? So you get like this nice kind of spicy saffron, you get like this cotton candy sweetness, man, and then in this fragrance right here, you're getting a bunch of vanilla. That's one thing you're not getting with Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't pick up on no vanilla note. This one right here, you're getting a big burst of creamy vanilla alongside of that saffron and that cotton candy sweetness, all right? So this one right here is going to be a really good option, and I'm telling you, that Baccarat Rouge 540, that's for people who's trying to be luxurious. That's for people who's trying to, you know, showcase something in their collection. Hey, look at me, look what I got. This one right here is for somebody who wants to get a nice bang for their buck, go out there, get some compliments from the females, and you ain't got to spend an arm and a leg to do it, all right? So I'm telling you, go out there, try that Instant Crush, because I honestly like it better. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the next fragrance on this list right here. And every now and again, some fragrances do make the list because they're overhyped and they just don't smell good to me, all right? That's not the case with all fragrances, but this next fragrance, to me, oh man, it just does not smell good to me. And everybody swears by it. Everybody hypes up this fragrance. And this one's coming from the house of Versace, and this one is going to be called Dylan Blue, all right? To me, it's just so dated. I don't like it, all right? You know, when I first heard all the reviews, this was like years ago, man. I was getting into the reviews. I was listening to them. I was hyped, man. I honestly, you know, probably added that thing to my cart. I was ready to pull the trigger on that thing, you know, before I even smelled it. But I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and play it safe. Let me get a sample. And I tried this thing and I was like, yo, this can't be the same fragrance that everybody's out here talking about. No way in the world. I let my wife smell it. She's like, oh no, that smells like a dated man. That smells like an old school 1992 Michael Jordan cologne or something like that. I'm like, dang, bro. Like, she was not feeling that fragrance. I'm not feeling that fragrance. I honestly feel like it's just overrated, and it could smell dated, to be honest. So if you want to have something in that same realm, under that same umbrella, nice freshness, nice blue type of accord, I'm going to tell you about a fragrance that you might have heard about, but it just does not get much love. And that's coming from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. And this one is going to be called Why Live. Okay, man, I'm telling you, that is so key. This is Why Live. Everybody talks about why EDP. They just skip right over Live and they just go for the Eau Fresh, and now they're going for the Why, you know, Le Parfum. This gets no love at all, but this deserves some love, man. This thing right here needs to be recommended more often. I feel like it just got lost in the shuffle. People were like, man, why do I even need that? The bottle looked the same. I don't know why they would make it the same color. They didn't switch anything at all, but I honestly just feel like this got lost in the shuffle, and it's a shame because it's one of the best amongst the line, to be honest with you. It's just a more refined, smoother version of the EDP. That apple note in the EDP is just very, very strong, and I feel like they tone it down in here. The sweetness in the EDP was just a little bit too harsh for me. They tone it down in here. And let me just go ahead and throw a little monkey wrench in the equation here, man. This thing has cacao in it, all right? What? Cacao? Yeah, man. You get a little chocolate type of vibe in here. It's not a chocolate bomb or anything like that. You know, how I equate the chocolate note in here is, you guys remember like those little Nestle Quick tins or something like that? Imagine if somebody just put the top right on and you just got this big old cloud and this residue of chocolate and the cacao in the air, and then somebody walks in the room and they kind of pick it up. It's not going to be a heavy cacao type of note, but I'm telling you, it's in here, man. You kind of getting a little cacao in this fragrance right here, bro. That's something that nobody talks about, nobody mentions. You know, it's just a more, you know, like softer, more refined version. You still get the same type of DNA, but you get a little cacao mixed in. I'm telling you, man, this Why Live is crushing Versace Dylan Blue. You guys got to go out there and try that in this place, all right? Now, let's go ahead and move on to the last fragrance on this list right here. And this one is coming from the house of Mancera. And this one is going to be that damn Cedric Boise, or Cedric Boise, however you pronounce that name, man. If you go out there and you watch those reviews, I'm telling you, people going to talk you out of buying a Ventus to go and grab this fragrance. First of all, don't let anybody talk you out of buying a Ventus. I don't care what they talking about. I don't care about this club, Dana Wheat, Man, Intense, and all this other crazy stuff, Parfums Vintage. No, go get you some Ventus. Try to get, you know, some older batches, maybe 18, 17 or something like that. But I'm telling you, get you a bottle of a Vintage, and then you can explore the Parfum Vintage and you can explore other fragrances. But this fragrance right here is not a replacement for Creed Vintage at all, okay? And this fragrance is not bad. It's a decent fragrance. It's pretty good. However, to me, I get something in here that just reminds me of pencil shavings, and I really wish that that was just completely removed from the fragrance, and it would be an even better fragrance. I could enjoy it even better, but honestly, I don't enjoy that pencil shaving type of note, and I honestly don't get much pineapple in that fragrance either. It's a nice fruity, like kind of woody fragrance or whatever the case is, but if you guys are looking for a fruity, woody, clean type of fragrance, I'm telling you, you should get this in place of that Mancera. And this one is coming from the house of Karen Lowe, and this one right here is going to be called Pure Blanche. I know, man. Nah, City, come on, man. You tricked me earlier. You tell me you wasn't under the influence when you talk about that Chrome United. You must be smoking a little something if you're going to put this in the place of that, right? Wrong. Go out there, try this fragrance. I'm telling you, it's really good. Basically, in the opening, you're getting a nice fruity type of accord. And guess what? You can pick up on the pineapple in this thing right here, because the pineapple is there. You get pineapple and you get orange. You get like this whole array of stuff. Maybe you get like a little lime, you get a little lemon, bergamot or something that's accompanying that pineapple, and that's accompanying that mandarin orange in the opening. But I'm telling you, you get it. It's a nice fruity opening, okay? Starts starts to dry down into like a nice, soft, woody type of vibe. And then it just goes into like this very clean nature, almost like bar of soap or something like that, man. I'm telling you, this is really good. And again, very affordable. You can get this thing for like 20 bucks, all right? Just go out there and try it. Tell me I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong, but I know I ain't wrong. This thing should definitely take the place of that Cedrat Boise or whatever you call that Mancera fragrance, because this is some good stuff. Now, that's basically going to do it for my overrated, overhyped fragrances and fragrances that I would put as an alternative in the place of those fragrances. All right, so drop those comments down below. Tell me if you guys agree. Have you guys tried any of these fragrances? Do you think the fragrances that I mentioned are overhyped and overrated, man? Drop those comments down below. And guess what? There's many, many more fragrances. So part 5 will be on the way. And hopefully I don't ruffle too many people's, feathers when I do these videos. But I'm telling you, I just want to give other people different options, because a lot of people tend to overhype the same stuff. And there's other stuff out there for you guys to enjoy. But you guys already know what it is. I'm CJ City. I'm signing out until next time. I appreciate all the love. Peace.